everybody. What's happening? Hot stuff. Alright, we are now going to talk about scientific revolution, and I'm going to make this one really fast. Like Jimmy John's freak fast. Alright, so we've been talking about the Renaissance, and we know that the Renaissance was this age of like learning and transformation in Europe over the course of a couple of centuries. So, as much as we had like these Renaissance artists who gave rebirth back to art and architecture and culture and that, we have essentially Renaissance scientists who are trying to explain the natural world. And this gives us, historians refer to this kind of period, which is the same time as the Renaissance, as the scientific revolution. Okay? And these scientists are now trying to prove the natural world through experimentation and explain things rationally and scientifically, all right, rather than through the Bible and religious beliefs and all that. So we'll talk about it. So scientists developed methods that we refer to today as the scientific method, all right? It allows us to study natural phenomenon. We get the observations, you ask a question, you form a hypothesis, you do the experiment, accept or reject. You know that from your science classes, so womp womp. So, now, there are some very key figures into the scientific revolution, and I think they also sum up kind of what's happening. Everything is not giggles in the scientific revolution. We have some big issues going on between the scientists and the church. Now, if you ask anybody who interprets the Bible and that kind of stuff, God makes Earth and, the universe and all that, and places the Earth at the center of the universe. And so the Bible, being the voice for the explanation of how the world works and all the rest for 1,500 years, everybody believes that the Earth is at the center of the universe. So when Galileo and these scientists start to observe planetary movements, where are we at? They get telescopes, they're seeing other planets, and they're starting to sort things out, and they essentially prove the Bible wrong. And Galileo is summoned into down to the Pope there, and Pope pretty much tells him, listen, what you're saying is heresy against the church, and as a result, you either shut your mouth or I'm going to throw you in jail or kill you. And so he says life's a little better than me having these ideas. And if you're Galileo, you also, you may say, wow, he's a sellout. Well, you also have to understand that he is looking at other scientists who have spoken out against the church and its beliefs about the way the universe works. And they have been burned at the stake. I think there's a guy named Brunelli, and he was a scientist, and as he was being burned at the stake, before they burned him to death, they took his tongue and put a clamp on it, so that as he was burning, he could not still speak about his beliefs. And so the church did not mess around. The Pope was not a nice guy, that we're going to find out. And he was pretty ruthless. So it's understandable Galileo agreed to recant his beliefs, take them back, and was pretty much lived the rest of his life under house arrest by the church. So, I want to say it was into the 1900s that the church finally came out and said, yeah, the Earth is not the center of the universe, but rather the sun is. And that's hundreds of years after Galileo that the church finally came out and admitted to that. And it's important because, church doctrine is what the faith is based on. So it's not easy for any religious institution to come out and say, well, you know what, we didn't have that one right so much. Maybe that's not true, maybe something else. Because then it brings the idea of, maybe this whole God thing is wrong. So that's that. Copernicus. With Copernicus, he's the one that came up with this heliocentric model that the sun is at the center of the universe and not the earth, and he did it based on mathematics and where objects were placed in the universe and doing that. So again, he is another one that's going to find himself in trouble with the church. Kepler, the mathematician and astronomer, he's the one that figured out the orbits in which the planets move around the sun, fundamental laws of planetary motion, and he also did work in optics and geometry. All right. Then, and this guy is pretty much the biggest guy in the scientific revolution, and that's Sir Isaac Newton. He's the one that comes with the idea of gravity and the concept and his laws on gravity, which I'm sure you guys have all talked about in physics and that, but he was another one that through experimentation came up and explained a ton about the natural world and how the world was operating in that. So super, super important. That is the end of our slideshow. Look forward to talking to you again. Peace. Alex DeLu is in the room. Say hi, Alex DeLu.
Hi.